Hey guys, Androgenic here, and in this video we're going to cover a full stack on how to optimize cardiovascular health. So we're going to go through 4 different pathways: blood pressure, lipids, oxidation, and inflammation. Mainly these 4. There's also other ones that kind of intertwine, like endothelial health, but we'll stay with this. So first off, blood pressure. I take 200 milligrams of telmisartan. I don't recommend that high of a dose. Start much lower if you're going to take that. Start at like 40 and obviously gauge your blood pressure. Yeah, so I take 200 milligrams of telmisartan, mainly for the additional PPAR gamma effects. And then I take propranolol, and I would take a different beta blocker, but I take propranolol because I can't source other ones currently. But I combine this with a beta-2 agonist when I'm working out, so I don't get detrimented by that. But yeah, so I take propranolol at 20 milligrams, and then sometimes I'll throw in a diuretic, which also lowers blood pressure, but obviously I do that for lowering water weight. But I probably won't get into that because it's not necessary. So then lipids. How do we optimize our cholesterol, lower our LDL and triglycerides? So I use ezetimibe at 10 milligrams per day. I use retatrutide at 2 milligrams per week currently. Pretty low dose. I'm trying to maintain, so I want my appetite not too crashed. I take SR9009 in a transdermal form, and I do this to optimize circadian genes. And this has huge effects on mitochondrial function, insulin sensitivity, and lipid metabolism. So this is a huge one as well. And then I take a very low dose of rosuvastatin. So I take 5 milligrams per day. And this is the statin with the least side effects. I've only started it recently, and this is just to really hone in on lowering my LDL as much as possible and also improve my endothelial function quite a bit. This is optional. It's definitely not for everyone. I wouldn't recommend statins as a broad thing, but yeah, that's personally what I do just to completely keep cardiovascular health in peak condition. Now, oxidation. We don't want our LDL to be oxidized. So what I take for this is I take 15 milligrams of hydroxytyrosol per day, which is the most potent polyphenol in high quality olive oil. And this selectively really inhibits LDL oxidation. So it's very good in that regard. And then in terms of the other potent antioxidants that you want to be taking, I take melatonin at 300 to 500 milligrams before bed. Now, this is a very high dose, yes, but if you look into how melatonin works, it's an extremely powerful antioxidant, especially for the brain and really the entire body. And some people can get side effects like grogginess when they wake up. Personally, I don't get any, so I only get benefits from it. And then I also take, obviously, vitamin E and C. These are, pretty stock standard. Yeah, I take I try and keep them away from my workouts, but yeah, I'll take, 1 to 2 grams of vitamin C per day and around 500 IU of vitamin E. I don't take it every day, just when I can fit it in, usually before bed, so it's away from working out. Then I take astaxanthin at 25 milligrams per day. It's a very potent antioxidant, really good for reducing LDL oxidation. And I take EGCG in the morning upon waking fasted. This is just a polyphenol, which is going to, create a hormetic stress response that will increase our insulin sensitivity and decrease oxidative stress a little bit. And then we have inflammation. The main thing for this that you want to be taking is omega-3. And you want to be minimizing fat intake, especially, saturated fat. You probably don't want too high omega-6 intake. There is some conflicting evidence there, but I would say with fat, yeah, keep it mainly to omega-3, DHA and EPA. I personally take 3 grams of EPA per day, and I think around the same of DHA. I think it's around maybe 4 grams of DHA, a fair bit. This is very important for, optimizing androgen receptor binding. If you don't have, fluid cell membranes, then you're going to run into issues with androgen receptor sensitivity, dopamine sensitivity, a lot of things. And I can speak from experience on that. Because even being unnatural, there was a point where I lost all libido, felt sort of anhedonic, not in a bad way, in a very robotic way. And yeah, I was probably kind of like inhibiting my muscle gain as well. If androgen receptors were desensitized or, the androgens couldn't, dock into the androgen receptor efficiently due to the cell membranes being screwed up. But yeah, anyway, this is pretty much a pretty good stack that is going to keep your cardiovascular health in very good condition, I would say. So this is what I currently take. If I make any changes in the future, I may make another video. I can do it more in depth, but yeah. If you take all this stuff, you'll probably be pretty good to go. Yeah, anyway, that's all. Have a good one.